Yeah, so last time we were able to add the add to cart functionality. Again, we are able to sync our cards with whatever the user picked from the list. And as you can see here, we pick this item. It's showing to us that we only have one item there with this quantity, and we can increase the quantity or decrease the quantity. And if the quantity is when you decrease it one, then it remove it from the list because there's no way you want to buy zero item. Zero item means we do not order anything at all. So, you can add any of the items to the carts, and the price too is getting calculated based on all the parameters that are sent to the carts. But I noticed something about the text that we have here, where we have your car instead of cart. So T is missing at that place. Let me quickly put that one out there so that they can have it. So this should be inside our cards. Yeah, so this is it here. So we have it here. So your cards, which is supposed to be supposed to have T there instead of just car alone. And once this thing is saved, we should have our T, yeah, or present there. So apart from that, this is what we are going to be doing today to finish the project by working on the order confirmation component. So we have this component that is going to pop out when the user click on this confirm. So once they click on confirm, then it's going to pop out this modal. And this is the desktop design, whereas this one is the mobile design. So we need to design the UI, and at the same time we need to connect it to the store. And once the user click on this start new order, it will wipe off our cart and close the model. That's just about this component. Once you click on confirm order, it will open the model. And once the model is opened, the user can start a new order there like that. That's where it's going to stop. So now we need to plan on how to build this component. It's just a simple component, and that component is going to have this container here. So which is going to add like this overlay on top of the other content. And inside this overlay, we're going to have the actual details, which is this box. And inside our box, we're going to have the header section where we have the title and this subtext. And again, too, we are going to have something like this cards that we've designed before. Just like this one, you cannot remove item. There, you just want to confirm the stuff, or the order has been confirmed already. So it just show you that these are the items we are going to deliver to your doorstep by showing the image, then showing the name. It's different arrangement from what we have before on the card. So we need to create a component for these items here so that we can reuse it for this that one here and that one. But it's not a must that we do it like that. We can actually look through the item we have in our card and we'll start designing this item there. Since I'm not going to be using it outside of this place, might not need to create a separate component for it. But since we are creating component for other one, so we are going to create for this one too, like that. We already have the button here. So once we click on the button, it closes the window and it wipe off the cards that we have. And this is design, but this is how it's going to show when you're on a mobile screen. So we need to design this stuff and at the same time add the necessary functionality that needs to be here like that. So let's go into VS Code so that we can create all the necessary components that we need. I don't need this one. All the item I don't need right now, I'm going to close all of them. I'm not going to be working with them. But I will come into this one later on. So the first thing we need to do is to open our app, which is going to be app.jsx. This is where we are going to render our component because it's going to cover every other item that we have on the page. So it's going to be after this main element there. So let's create the component that we need for that. So under this component, going to have have I ever created this thing before? Do I have anything like modal? No, I don't have anything like that. So this one I'm going to call it order modal.gss. So this is going to be a modal, so it cover every other content on the same page. So RAFCE, anything in this form they are referred to as a modal. So this is a modal here. Like that. That's the name that we call it. So anytime you see something like this, they are referred to as modal. And you can see different type of them online or different type of UI for the modal, depending on the design the designer is giving you there. So we have this order modal. So inside the order modal that we have, as you can see, we have this title at the top. Then we have this section for the items or the order itself. And again, we have this button. But inside this order section, we have these other items. Coming. All right, so after that, inside this same component, that's what I'm going to create all those nested one. I'm not going to stress too much on it because they are not being used outside of that file. No reason why we should be having them external. But if you want, we can just put it here too. So let me do that. So we have this ordered list like this. So we have ordered list dot just like all. Let me call it order items.tsx so that it can look like that cat items. You can name it anything you want, but we are following the same convention here where we have the cat list. Same thing here. We have the order, then we have the order items. Then apart from this order item, we're going to have the order item with a single or without s rather. So that one is what is going to be each box that we have inside our bracket. So let me create the component first. So we have this order item.jsx like this. So this is what I'm talking about. Let me go back to the design. So press my pen tools. So this is what I'm calling the order items, the one with S. Then the one without S, each one of these items that we have. So this is one item, this is another item, and this is another item. Then apart from that, we have this summary that is here too. And this summary, I don't need to create component for this simple stuff. So it's going to be directly under the order items, the one with the S there, like that. Then inside the modal again, we are going to have this button, something that we've already designed. We just need to use the stuff. So we have order items. So where's my order items? What's going on? Order item.tsx. So RAFCE okay, yeah. So now we have all the necessary components that we need. So we have the one for the item, which is a single box. Then we have the items, which is one that wrap everything. And again, we have the modal. So inside the modal, that's where everything is going to be used. Everything here that cover up this page is a modal, and it's the one that is going to bring everything together to show on the screen there. So we're going to have this div. So if you look at what we are trying to build right now, we're going to have this this overlay, which is this our div. It's going to be our overlay. So inside the overlay, we're going to have another div, which is going to be this white box. And inside the white box, that's where we're going to have this header. We're going to have this header there like this. Inside the header, we're going to have these three items, which is the icon, the title, and this subtext. Then after the header, that's where we now have the order item. So that component that we created, which is going to be this order items. And inside it, that's where this one is going to be used, order item, the one without S. Then after this order item, then we're going to have our button. So after that, we're going to have our button that we created before. So button, let me import. So we are going to have button like this. this, which is going to be start new order. So button like this. Now we have everything in place. Next thing we need to do is to start with the content that is inside them. So inside this header, as you can see, we have the image, which is going to put that check mark icon. So let me check the name of the icon. Let me check the name of the icon. So this should be okay. Icon order confirmed. The name is so we have the images icon order confirmed svg. So for this one is going to be order confirmed. In case it's not showing, this is the text that the user is going to see. So after that, we have the title or the heading inside this. So I'm going to use h3 for that because it's not the major title on the page. So I'm going to use h3 for that. The content is going to be order confirmed. So h3 like this. Then after that, we're going to have a paragraph and what is inside the paragraph. So let me expand the image so that we can see what is there. So where we hope you enjoy your food like this. So close the paragraph, and then we should have everything in place. All right, so no specific. We should have everything in place for that header section. But yeah, we need to apply some classes later on. So let me just give it this stuff for now. So we're going to have a class for this item. So for this div2, so we're going to have a class for it later on. Same thing for the wrapper. So we're going to have class for the image. The image should be okay for now, but this title, I'm going to give it a class name in order for it to have what is. So the same thing here too, class name. And for the other item, we don't need to do anything. But when this button is clicked, we want to do something. So that one we're going to get into it later on once we are done with the styling. So we need to do with the styling and the content first before we start adding the other stuff that's supposed to be there. So save. We shouldn't have anything yet because this component is not being used. So we are not going to have anything at all. So we can go back into this our app. Then after the main, so after the main, we can use this our order model. And once we use this thing, it's going to destroy some stuff on the page because we've not started applying the style. So once this thing is saved and it gets to the page, you should see it under the other content. Yeah, so this is it down here. But this is not how we want it to be. We want it to cover up the entire stuff on the page. We want it to cover up the entire stuff on the page. I've already talked about something you can use, or the CSS property you can use to place one content on top of each other, which is the positioning property. So we need to be able to position the content on top of this other one. And how do we position it on top of the other one? Is by using your positioning property. And you know that we have different values that you can supply there. You have absolute, you have fixed, you have sticky, and so forth like that, depending on what you are trying to do. And since we want this our model not to move around at all, that means if you scroll, it's going to maintain the location that we place it on the page. Then it means we need to use fix because we don't want it to move at all anywhere we place it. And with Tailwind, it's quite easy. It's just by typing fix. But you know, behind the scene, it's going to generate the correct CSS, which is going to be position of fix. And once this thing is fixed, you know, by default, it will be removed from wherever we place it to. Now it doesn't take any space again. So it's not left for us to put it where we want it to be on the page. And where do we want it to be on the page? If you look at the design, it covers up the entire stuff. So if you look at the design, that container cover up the entire box. So this one that is not showing correctly is still part of it. Just that the background have transparency in it. That's why we can see the content at the back of it. So we need to make sure that this will cover up the entire stuff. You know, it's by us using our offset property. And the offset property we need to use is the top, left, right, bottom, because we need to make sure that this thing cover up the entire screen. So by using the top in Tailwind, we just mentioned top, then followed by the value that you want for it. So I want it to be 0 because I want it to be at the top. Then the same thing to the bottom too should be 0 because I want it to cover up from up to down. Same thing for left and the right because I always want this thing to cover everything. But instead of me mentioning this stuff like this one by one because they are using the same value, what we can use is insert. This is another value. And insert help you to change this your offset at once instead of you mentioning them one by one there like that. So insert is really useful anytime you need to apply everything at once. So insert 0 is the same thing as just saying top 0, right 0, bottom 0, and so forth like that. So it will apply the same value to all of them. And as you can see now, it has covered up the screen. And right now, it's not showing the way we want it to because we've not really applied background. For example, here, let me just use BG black like this, which is going to give us the background of black. And once this thing is saved, you see that this thing is going to cover up the entire screen, and we're not going to see anything again. That's why we need to apply our alpha channel on the color because we still want to see what is at the back, but not that much. So we need to reduce the uh, transparency of this color, or we need to make sure that the color is transparent there so that we can see the content at the back. And in order for you to do transparency for your color, Tailwind, in Tailwind, you can use this slash, then followed by the number you want to use for the alpha channel. So if I use this 15 here, it's just like you have 15% of the stuff. So if I use 100, it's just like you actually have the black here. So it's just as if you did not put this number at all because 100%, you will not see anything at the back. But if I use maybe like 15, means this thing now is going to be 75 transparent like that. So using the value now, we're going to see the content at the back, but we can still see it. But this one is really too much. So what I will use is half, which is 50% transparent. We can see what at the back, and we can still see the color that we want. Let me see. It's going to look nice. Yeah, I think it looks nice like that. And as you can see, this content will not leave the page anytime well, wherever you place it on the page. Whether you scroll up or down, it will always maintain that same location that you place it. So the other thing we need to do now is to move the content that is inside it to center. But don't forget, we are building for mobile and desktop. And as you can see from here, the design of the desktop is quite different from the design of the mobile. So on the mobile, the white box that is inside it, it's touching the edge and it's not touching the top that we have there. So that one too is coming down and it has space at the top, which is what we can use positioning for to do something like that. But I won't be using position or let me go with the positioning. Another way of doing it is by talking to this parent to display it as flex, move the content down inside that parent, then we make sure that it don't cover up the entire parent. So there is like maybe 10% at the top. So whatever the height of this is going to be, let's just say 90% of the height of the screen. So if the screen is 200 pixels, it means it will take around that 190. So the remaining 10% that is left, to leave it for this top so that we can see the title at the top. So in order for us to see this thing in action, so let me enter the dev mode so that we can change our this thing to responsive design. So let me reset and let me enter 375. So this is what we have. And what do we want to do here? We want all this thing to turn to white because we've not done that. This is this div here. The inner div is the one that is going to have the BG white there so that we can see the content that is inside it. But you know, there is not at the top, it's actually down. And again, to the height of it is just 90 or something like that. So yeah, we can just use height to be 90%. So I think we have 90% in their value. But if it doesn't have, then you can type your value there. So this is 80. Let me use 80 by default. So the height should be 80%. But now, as you can see, it's putting it at the bottom. That's not what we want. We want that spacing to be at the top, not down. So in order for us to do that, we need to talk to its parent by displaying it as flex, and we move this content down. what we can do here is to flex it. Once we flex the stuff like that, we can now align the stuff to the bottom. So we can align it to the bottom side. Don't forget we have justify and we have align items. So in Tailwind, it's items, then we have end here. So we have end. What is it going to do? It will just align the stuff to the end of the page that we have. And as you can see now, we've aligned the stuff to the bottom, but something is wrong here. It did not cover up the entire parent like that. So what we can do is to justify the stuff too if we want, or we can talk to this one directly from here to have the width to be full, because on mobile we know that it cover up the entire width of the box. So now as you can see, it is down, and we have it the way it's showing here, but I think this 80 is too small, so we can increase it to 85%, so which is something I can type myself like this, and the height is going to be 85%, so that we can see only the title, not the product. Yeah, so I think it makes sense like this. So the other thing we need to do now is to curve the edge. So the other thing we need to do is to curve the edge, and again add the spacing inside the box. So inside this container, I'm going to add P5 just to see whether that spacing is okay or not. So let me shift this thing to this side. Let me shift it to this side so that we can have enough room for our code. So yeah, this is P5 that is here. So the other thing we need to do is to give it border radius at the top. So we have rounded, but you know if you use rounded, it's going to round everything. When you use rounded, it's going to work for all the sides, including the bottom, which is not what we want. So it's doing it at the bottom too. You might not see it because the thing is too small, but if I use a larger round edge, we're going to say that it's actually affecting the bottom side too. Even this large set is not that big. What is, oh, this one is just 8 pixels. Let me use 2XL. This should be, yeah, this is even 1 rem. It's not even that much. 3XL. Let me see what is there. So if the thing is really much, it's going to show that it's can you see the bottom side too is changing. The top is, but that's not what we want. We don't want it to change the bottom side. We only want it to change the top for us. Luckily for us, then we actually come with all these settings that we can use. No, with your border radius, you can actually talk to it that you only want this thing to be on the top only, or you only want it on the left, or you want left and right, and so forth like that. So the same thing here too. We have this rounded that you can use there. So you are, can you see them? So round T, which is going to be top left, like this. We have this 1, 2. So this is T. Then we have the R, which is going to be top right radius. Or you can have the start. So the S here is talking about the start. So that's what this S is talking about, which is going to start. But I don't like this one. So let me just use the T directly where we have top. And I think Excel should be okay like this. So once this thing is saved, you'll see that it's not going to be down. It's only going to be at the top one side there. As you can see, it's only top that we have. It's not happening at the bottom side. Even if I use 3XL here, like this, it's only going to change the top. So as you can see, it's only changing the top. It's not touching the bottom. So what this one will just do behind the scene is to create the border top left radius and the top right radius. So forget about the bottom part, which is what we have here on the design. So the radio is only at the top, nothing like that at the bottom. It's when we now get to the desktop that we're going to run everything. So when we're on desktop, everything is going to run, but on the mobile, it's only the top that is rounded. And that's what we are doing here. But it's not these 3XL, so I'm going to use large like this just to give it this 8 pixels, which is 0.5. Yeah, I think it's okay like this. So what else do we need to do? We need to continue with our styling, so which is going to put all this one at the top together. So we need to make sure that the title we have there is of this style. So what do we need to do? We need to talk to the parent. So which one is the parent here? The one that is holding everything. So the one that is holding everything, we need to talk to it, which is this same thing that we need to display as flex. Oh yeah, let me display as flex first, and I can gap it so that there's going to be a space between this container here and this button, which I'm going to give them a gap of 1 rem. So this same stuff, I'm going to flex it, which is going to put them side by side. That's not what we want. So we need to change the direction to column. If not, it's just going to place them side by side like this. Then after that, we need to give them a gap, which I'm going to use 5, which is going to be around that 1.25. So once this thing is safe, it's going to give them a gap to the other item, the button, and this one is going to gap them. But I want this other item to take the remaining space that is left. You are going to see how to do that. I want to get to the other items box. But for now, because it's supposed to take the remaining space that is left so that this button can come down and this one will take whatever that is left in the parent. But I think the spacing at the top and bottom is actually different from the left and right. So let me increase the padding at the top. Currently we are using P5 for everything, but I want the PT, the top only, to be this 2 rem. So other one we use the P5, which is 1.25, but the top is going to have more spacing there like that. So inside the header, we are going to display this one to flex. Flex is going to be cool like that. So we need to make sure that it is in column. Then gap here is going to be 2, just a little bit of a gap there like that. So once this thing is saved, we are still going to add them on top of each other. But now the image is just going to go wide anyhow. Why is it going wide like this? It's because anytime you display anything as flex, all the item inside it, they are going to stretch. That's what it's going to do. What it's going to do, so in order for us not to add this one, can just say item start like this. So which means flex item start, and it will make sure that everything just maintain their normal size. By default, if you don't use this items start, it is stretch, which means it will stretch whatever that is inside it to cover that container. But when you say item start, you can see it will just align to the style, so which is they will maintain their normal size, not that they will just be stretching anyhow to cover the parent. This is one way of solving the problem. So if you don't want to use this method, what you can do is to go to the image and give it a definite size. So that one too will solve the stuff. But I think I prefer this one because I don't want to be changing them one by one. So for this, our H3, we need to apply the stuff, because if you look at their own H3 here, the stuff is really bold and there's size is really big. So for us to apply bold in Tailwind, what you use is fonts, then followed by whatever property you want on the font. For example, here you want normal, medium bold, or extra bold. So let me see this extra bold, and the text should be bold if you have something like that. So again, for the text, for the size of the text, then we are going to use text, then followed by XL, 2XL, or whatever value that you want your text to be. I think let me try this 2XL for now, which is too small. So 3, what about 4XL? So save this 4XL, and yeah, so we have this 4XL. And if you look at the original design, this thing is not going past a definite weight. So if you want, you can limit the weight of this H3 by just saying max weight is going to be a particular value. For example, maybe 80% of whatever is parent. Whatever the parent is only going to take 80% of it, so that it can move that confirm to next line if there's no space. This is what is going on. Let me give it the background color so that I can see what is. So BG red 500 like this. So save, you see that the H3 is actually covering the entire container like that based on what is inside it. And since we've aligned the stuff to the left, so that's why it looks like this. But I don't want it to get to this edge. I only want it to take 80% of its parent. So now once we apply max width, you can expand, but don't go more than 80%. And as you can see, the text is trying to go, but it will see that it's trying to go more than 80%. So it will cut it and move it to next line. So because each line must not be more than 800 at the 80 percent of whatever that is there before. So now we're going to have it like the way it is in the design. Another way of doing this thing is by using BR to break it. But if you do it like that, as you can see on desktop, there is no break there. It's when you're mobile that is you have break. So now this kind of a stuff, once we move to a desktop or once we move to a desktop, there's going to be enough space. And since there is enough space, there is no way it will not move to next line automatically. As you can see, because there is enough space, 80% is around here and the desktop here, so it will cover, it will have enough space. But on mobile, there's no way 80%, like this thing does not have enough space. And you see now cut out 20% again. So it will move out to next line. But once you see the bigger space, then it will go back to one line. So that's how you can do something like it. But if you know that it's always on a different line, you can just put BR in between them. So it will just it will always break the stuff at that point. BR will be useless here because it's not like this on the desktop. You want the thing to change anyhow, not that you can use BR too, but it's just that you have to go and start the BR to not do anything when you are on a base screen, which is just waste of our time there. So for this P that we have down here, that one will maintain its normal size. The difference is just the color, which we can use text, then followed by whatever color you want to change. But I think this thing is using the app rows, which is around this 400 or so. And save, yeah. So let me check it again. Yeah, I think that's what it's using. Let me try the other value before I'll be after 400. So let me try this 500 and see. That's I think this should be okay. This should be okay. So the next thing we need to work on now, this is where the major work is, which is this our order item. But before I get there, I want to quickly finish this file because this one that we have here now, how is it going to look like when we get to desktop? Look at it on desktop. It's not looking like the way it's supposed to be. On desktop, we don't want this container to be like this. We want it to be at the center, and we don't want it to be more than a specific width. Because right now, this thing is not more than that 450 or so. So we don't want this thing to go more than 450, and at the same time, it should be at the center in its parent. So how do we do this? No, what we just need to apply is our media query. So on small screen, which is everything that we have been doing since, by default Tailwind, we apply all this in from small screen. But you know, if you want to change anything based on the screen, you need to apply the media query. And you know, in Tailwind, we use something like MD for medium and above. We have large for LG for large screen and above. We have XL for extra large laptop and above. And what all these values, as you can see, XL is just 1280 and above. LG is 1024, 1024 and above. While MD is just the 768 pixels. If you want to do something like 768 and above, this is what you are going to use on that element. And that's what we want to do right now. So on a particular screen, on mobile, we assume that everything is okay for now. But once we get to the tablet, as you can see, it's not looking nice on tablet at all. Which means here, we need to change the style once we get to our base screen. And how do we talk to this thing to move the content that is? Because right now, what we did is that it should align the item to the end. But we don't want it to align it to the end. We want it to justify and align to center. So which means on medium screen, we want item to the center. On medium screen again, we want to justify to center like this. Again, too, there is something we did here. We said this is you have PG of full, the weight should be full, so which means it's taking 100%. Now, once this thing is saved, as you can see, it's going to go to center. But on the left and right, it's not going to center. Why? Because we said the weight should be full. But that's not what we want. We don't want the weight to be full when we get to a bigger screen. So on the medium screen, the weight should be auto. Just adjust automatically on the medium screen. Don't use 100% that we mentioned before. On small screen, what we mentioned there is full. and food is the same thing as 100%. But once we are on a medium screen, just adjust automatically based on the content that is inside you. So right now, it's adjusting the weight based on the content, but I still don't want it to keep adjusting based on the content that is inside it. So I want it to have a max weight. So even though you are going to adjust the stuff based on what is inside you, on medium screen, the max weight should be around this 450. Don't go more than 450. Even if the content that is inside you is trying to go like this, don't go more than 450. You can adjust, but don't go more than this 450 on this particular screen. And as you can see, whether you scroll up or down, it's always going to maintain that position. Another thing that is missing here is this border radius. We want this thing to have the same radius on the desktop there. So going back up, this BGY, what we use here is this rounded T large, which means we're only focusing on the top. So we don't want to focus on the top when we get to bigger screen. So here, it should just be rounded large like this. Just round everything. So all the four sides on desktop, round everything. But on the mobile, only round the top one, because that's what we want. Once this thing is saved, you'll see that yeah, we now have the edge round for us there like that. So on small screen, it's going to maintain this size or this style. But once we get to 768 and above, then it will switch into this design that we have here. And I think that's all for the responsive stuff, because the content here is the same thing. Whether you're on mobile or you're on desktop, they are the same. So as you can see, the only difference is that when the text is really much, we don't want it to go more than a single line. We're going to see how to do this one once we have that problem with Tailwind. To make sure that the text is not going to next line, be just one line. We're going to see how to solve that. But the UI here is still the same thing when you're on mobile. There's no difference. The difference is just the spacing, and that one is based on the screen that you're using like that. So you don't have any problem, and that's why I wanted to do this one first before moving to the other item that we have here, which is this component. And this component is going to take the remaining space that is left in the parent there. Don't forget too, we gave this a height. I don't think I need to give that height. Yeah, I gave it a height of 85. So which is going to be there, but it's still not too much. So let me see the height. I think the height later on, if it's not okay, I can come back, I can change it. But right now, I think it's okay because I gave it this 85 percent. That's the reason why you see that even though the content is not up to that, it still maintain that 85%. So that one too, I can change it to auto if I want, which means on a medium screen, instead of it to be take height of 85% that is there, what we can just do here too. So on medium screen, the age is going to be auto. So instead of 85%, just maintain the height of the content that is inside it. So the content is high, go high. The content is small, go small. Not that you maintain that 85. Again, too, we still need to limit it because we don't want this thing to keep expanding anyhow. So we should give it on medium screen the max height should just be maybe since we don't have the Figma design, assuming there is a Figma design here, you can just quickly go there and just measure the stuff. And that's what we're going to be doing with our next application we're going to be building there. So we're going to use a design that is on Figma so that you can see how you can work professionally there by communicating with the designer or with the design that is given to you, and you can go there and see all the correct size that you need to use. This one we're just doing guessing game, but we're going to follow that. So yeah, I don't want this thing to go more than 500 pixels. Even if you are going to be expanding your eye, don't go more than 500. Not that it will stay at 500. It can expand, but don't go more than 500. Because once our other item comes in, you see that this thing will expand. We are telling it not to go more than 500 there like that. And there's another thing I want to do. Yeah, so let me move it to mobile so that you can see that in action. We are done with this file for now. For the design part, we are done with this file for now. So we need to enter this our other items, and this is where we are going to have the content content that we have here. So this is what we want to work on now. So this is our other items. It's going to have this background, and it's going to list out all these items one by one, and at the same time too, it's going to show the order total that we have down here. So that's what is going to be there. What is going to be there is that it's going to look through everything. So let me just create a const items here. I will just create a dummy array that we're going to replace later on with the correct data once we are done with the design. So here it's going to have another div. This is where the items are going to be placed. So this is going to be the items, and inside it we are going to look through our data. So the items, the map, the stuff, get each one of the item, and the item we are getting here, what do we need to return? We need to return the other item, the one with that S, and the other item is going to receive whatever we pass into it. So here we just need to spread the data, which is going to be this item for now. So what we're going to send, so it's going to be item, to just be this item. So these are the item like that, or data, or anything you want to call it like that. So but there's a problem, we need to give it key, but for now I'm just going to give it the same thing. So key is just going to be item. So this thing we're going to change it later on. So for now it's just for us to see the design. So we have this. Then after this container, we're going to have this section. We're going to have this section for the order total and the price, just like the way we have it in our summary, which is something I will go there to just pick it up because it's the same thing. So we have this, where is this? So we have the cart order summary. Yeah. So everything that we have there is still the same thing. The difference is just, yeah, so this section here. So I'm just going to take everything because the same design. The text is just what is different there. So just save this. Then take this total amount. This one too, we're going to get it later on from our store. So just put it there as maybe like 10,000 for now. Just the default. Then this format price, we need it, which is something that is coming from this our utils. So take this utils. That's why we have all these things. Design some stuff down. So anytime we need them, we just call it where it's needed. So use app utils. So for the hooks and everything should be okay. The little we just need to change. Yeah, we don't even need to change anything. See the same text. So save it, and going back to the page, we should have order now, and this 10,000 by this side. Up is not too big. Let me see. I think let me reduce it a little bit. Just tweak the style. Instead of 2XL, it's going to be XL like this. And again, now we can work. Can you see what is going on? All these things started going down because there is not space at all. And we did not talk to this thing to allow the stuff to scroll, which is not something we want. So we're going to solve this one later on. But for now, everything is working where we want it to be. The only thing we just need to do is to apply the style. So the first thing we need to do here is to put the background. So class name, which is the BG app rows. That's what is there. And that rows app rows. I think it should be this 100. So save, and let me check. Yeah, so it should be this same color. So we have this background there. So it is rounded, and at the same time it has padding around it. So it's rounded and it has padding around it. So here we're going to use rounded large. Then P should be around that 4, which is 1 rem. So save, and we should have space around the stuff. This one that I mentioned that time, like this title is really big. So I might need to reduce that title, for that 4XL is really big on small screen. So let me remove this one. So where is the other model? So what did I use here? I used 4XL. This 4XL is too big. So medium screen, that's when I want to use 4XL. But on small screen, the text should be around that 2XL or so. Because assuming I have the Figma design, you can quickly see the side. We don't. So we're always going to do guess. And again now, that's move back to single line, but I move it back by reducing the width. For now, I will leave it like, let me do it. So on small screen, the width should be 70, but on medium screen, max width auto like this. So once you're on a bigger screen, just go back to your original changes that we want. And this thing is not giving me what I want. So let me just use 100% like so. On big screen, the max width should just be 100%. But when we are on small screen, then it's going to use 70%. But I don't want it to use 70% on small screen. And again, to the spacing that I put at the top here, where is it? I used 8, but it should be around the 6, like that, so that we have enough space. Because now our button has gone down, and we've not even do anything yet. So, and the way I'm seeing, let me check. Here we have this. Yes, that's how it. But now we have enough. So this my browser, the height is really small. So we need to allow the user to be able to scroll up and down. So how can we do that? So anything that is going outside of this container, which is this box white here, we want it to be scrollable. So what we can do here is overflow Y. Anything that is scrolling on the Y should be auto. So if us scrolling, there is something that is going like that, or overflow X should be hidden. You don't want anything to scroll on the X at all. We only want this thing to scroll on the Y. And once this thing is done, as you can see, the user can actually scroll up and down. So for now, because there's some browser or there's some phone, or depending on the system you are using, some of them have the height that is not that really high. So what do you want to do? You want the user to be able to scroll up or down there, like, so that they can see the button to continue. But once we go to a bigger screen, as you can see, the height will increase, and because we use auto on the this screen there. But for now, let me just go back. Is this one not too? What did I use? Max width should be 450. I think let me use 500. So max width, where are you? Which is this white box. So we used max width of 450. So let me change it to 500 so that we can have enough room here like that. So max width should be 500. Yeah, and I think this all Excel is too big. This font is too big. So it should be when we're on the laptop. When on laptop, that's when it's going to use 4XL. But on tablet, it's just going to use this. And again, the weight it's too small, but once we let me increase the weight too, because the weight here should have a minimum. We said it should have a max of this one, but we want to have a minimum. So mean weight be around this 400. Even the content inside it is not up to that, have a minimum of 400. You can increase, but the minimum have to be this. Until you can't go more than 500. So the max is going to stop at 500, and it can't go less than 400. Yeah, so it will maintain a minimum of 400. And at the same time, if the content is really big, it can't go more than 500. So make sure that this thing looks nice on the base screen. So as you can see, on this screen is this 1024, even though it's not emulating it correctly because the screen I'm using to record right now is small. Once I close that sidebar, as you can see, it looks nice here. And again, you can stop this rolling stuff anytime your model is open. So now, you don't need to, we are not adding functionality here. We are just dealing with the design. So yeah, let me go back into that stuff. Or do I even need it? I don't think I need it. I can continue with my design because content here is not changing there. What we have on mobile is the same thing we have on desktop. So the same size I'm going to use for the problem. I'm not going to change any size. So enter this other items. So there's a problem with this one too. There's going to be a problem with this one, like what we have here at that time, that you can pick multiple items and this thing will keep going down. We don't want it to keep going down like that. We want it to stop at a specific height. And if the content is more than that, we want it to scroll. So we can do it with this stuff here, like that. By talking to this thing, to take the remaining space that is left there in its parent, and at the same time, yeah, so by using flex one, well, it's not going to work because the parent is not displayed as flex. So we can flex pole like this. So gap should just be around these two. And what is this going to do is that it will display this one flex, and it will make sure that this container here takes the remaining space that is left in the parent. Even if the content is not up to that, it will always make sure that it's have what's going on. It will always make sure that it take whatever space that is left in the parent there like that. And the same thing too, when this white box expand, I want this one too to take the remaining space that's left. So I'm going to use flex one for it. But that one too is positioned in its parent. This is the parent. So, and that parent too is having its own height. So anytime the height of this one change, I always want this one to take the remaining space that is left in that parent. And that's the same thing that is happening with this box that is holding all the items. So whatever the height of the box here, that one too should take the remaining that's left. Then, or it should take whatever thing that's left after this one is done taking the line that it needs. And the remaining one just take the rest like that. So let me put all these items back. 2, 3, 5, 6, and like that. So now we'll just put these 3 items. So what do we need to do now? I think I need to go back into my deposit design so that we can see what's going on. So let me enter this mode. So let me expand. Now enter small screen, enter tablet. Okay, bring back one to this quickly so that we can see what's going on. Yeah, so now going back into our other items. So what do we need to do again here? Next thing we need to do is to go inside this one, inside each item that we have. Don't forget, this thing is going to receive the item. Under the item, it's going to receive item. It's going to receive item like this. Or instead of us doing it in this way, we can just spread everything directly. So we can just spread everything that we send down into it like this. But this thing is not object yet. It's going to be object later on. But for now, I will just leave it like this. But we're going to spread it when we get it. So don't let me receive anything yet. We're just going to use a dummy value for the design. Once we are receiving the data later on, we are going to put the correct stuff that needs to be here. What do we want to do right now? What we want to do is this. So each one of the box is going to have this pattern here, where you have the image. So which means here we're going to receive image, we're going to receive title, we're going to receive quantity, we're going to receive the price. And at the same time, we can calculate this thing by ourselves. We don't need it like that. Something that we can calculate by ourselves. So at the top here, so const image, I'm going to set it to empty string for now. So const, we're going to have quantity. These are the items we're going to be receiving later on. So this one I'm just going to set it to 2 for now for all of them. I'm going to set it to 2. The other thing we're going to have const price like this, which is going to be 4,000 as the default value for now. Then const total is going to be quantity like this, then multiplied by the price. That's how we're going to get the total, and we put everything together on a page. So we have all the stuff we needed. The next thing is for us to put them into the design. And this is the layout, because you don't just jump into the design. You need to know what you want to do. So this is the container that we're going to have. And again, if you look at it, have this line under it. But for now, we'll just leave it here. So inside the container, we have it like this. Why do I do it like this? Because this one is positioned vertically, or it is center to the edge of this one here. So in order for you to be able to have this kind of a design, you need to arrange it in this way. This is the container. Container is going to flex the 2 items. So when it's flexed them, they will be side by side. Then you can now move this one to center. Then inside this place too, as you can see, it's not that simple. Have image, then it have another container again. Because we want to be able to place this one at the top, and we want to place this one under it. This is the first thing you always do before you jump into typing any code. You need to look at what you are trying to create. Then once you understand what you're trying to create there, the next thing is now for you to put it into the coding part. So the first thing that we need to do, the first thing that we need to do is to know the layout. So the first thing that we need to do is to know the layout of the page that we want to work on. So, and if you look at this design, it looks like it's just a simple stuff. So the first thing that we need to do is to prepare the layout. And how do we prepare the layout? So if you look at it here, we have this container here. And inside this container, we're going to have another nested container, which is going to hold this content here. So it's going to see them as one item. And in order for you to place this one beside this, you need to put them in a container so that you can see this one as one item, this one is going to be one item, and it's going to place them side by side once we display the container as flex. But if you look at the one on the left too, it's not that simple. So we need to have the box that is going to hold the image, and at the same time, we need to have another container that is going to hold these two items, because it's going to place the image beside it, and it's supposed to see this one as one item. And in order for the CSS to work like that, you need to put them in a container. And once we put them in a container, then we'll be able to put the text at the top here, and we'll be able to put this other item here. And this is what we need to do in our HTML in order for us to have the necessary styling that we want there, like that. So here now, we're going to create all the elements that we need to make all these things to come to life. So first thing we need to do, we have this container, which is outer one. So it's this container that is here already. So the next thing we need to do is to create the one on the left. So I'm going to have another container again. So this is the one that is going to be holding the image and the text. Then after this one, we're going to have the H6. So I'm using H6 because it is bold. So that's why I'm using H6 by default. I like that. And inside it, what we are going to have there is just the total. But you know the total have to be in this manner that we have in this other stuff. So it needs to follow this pattern that we have here inside this our order here. So it needs to follow this pattern. I even use H2 here, but I'm going to be using H6 here. So copy it into the box, then put it here. So instead of this one, yeah, so it should be total amount too. Just call it total amount. And at the same time, we need to call this our cost format price. Where is it coming from? It's coming from use app duties. So we're using this thing a lot, and anytime it needs to change, you just go back to where we define it, you make the changes, and your app, everything is going to get updated instantly. There like that. So we have this. Then inside this box here, we're going to have the div, or we're going to have the image, but we're going to have, I don't want to have the image directly because I want to put it in a container. So I'm going to, this is going to be the image box. Then apart from this image box, we're going to have the one that is going to hold this title and the quantity that we have here. So this is going to be another container. Inside this container, I'm going to use H4, and that's this one I use H6 here because the title is the major thing here. So this one is going to, so we need title, so something is missing here. So title is going to be, let me just use this classic for now as the title. So this is what is going to be title. So we're going to have title. So here we're going to have title, and after this title, as you can see under it, we are going to have the span, and inside this span, or the P rather, let me use P tag. So inside the P tag, we're going to have the span, because that one needs to be styled. The color is different. We're going to have span. Inside this span, we're going to have the quantity. Inside it, we have X, and close the span. After closing the span, we're going to have add, and beside this one, we're going to have, we've already designed this in before, so let me just go there and pick the stuff. So it is under this product item. It's just the same thing. The difference is just the image that was added and the position of this other item. So they follow the same stuff. So here we have it down here. where is it? So we have the name, we have the price. Where did we place it? No, it's supposed to be under the cart item. That's where we have it. Not product item. Yeah. So this is where we have it. So we have the art, and at the same time, we're going to format the price because we need to show it like so let me just put everything. It should give us the same stuff like this. Then after that, we need to close our p tag, and everything should be okay the way it's supposed to be. So let me format the code, and here we're going to have the image. So here we're going to have the image for now. So for now, I'm just going to use something else under this image for now. So here we need to make sure that this image it's coming in correctly. So just like the way we have it under the cart item, we use the image under the cart item. No, we did not use it. So here we need to use it there. But how is the image going to come in? So let me check the data and see how we are representing it. Okay, with yeah, so it's working. So we are just going to pick the thumbnail. That's what we need. So under the image, we need to pick the thumbnail. So this is the name there, but I'm going to borrow this one for now as sample. So let me just take one of them here. So let me just take one of them for sample. So I'm going to put it under this image like this. This is something we'll be receiving later on. And down here, we just pass the image like that. So for the auth, it's just going to be title in case the image is not showing. So it's going to use a title to represent the stuff. So save. And now everything is okay. So save it to here. And going back to the page, we should have them. So now the next thing we need to do is to apply the style. So we've arranged the content the way it's supposed to be. The next thing we need to add is the styling. So and we know what is going on with the styling. So starting from the top container, so we're going to have the class name. So here we're going to display it as flex so that you can put a total and the other content side by side there. So as you can see, it's going to put them side by side like this. Again too, for this one, this entire box there, so class name like this one too is going to be flex so that I can put the image and the title side by side there like that. So all this classic whatever stuff will come to the side, this one will be moved to the other side. So we want this thing to be justified in between, or we want this one to take the remaining space that's inside the parent. So we can use flex one here. And once flex one is here, you see that on the page, this one will go to the right edge so that all this one can take whatever space we want. As you can see, this one will go to the right edge and this one will be here. Why is it working? It's because we talk to this one to take the remaining space. Without this flex one, what is going to be there? So if I use pg red 500 like this, you see that it will only take up the space of the content that is inside it. It will not, as you can see, it will only take up the space of the content that is inside it. But we don't want it to be like this. We want to take extra space that is left, because there is still some extra space that is left. We always want it to take that space. And again, too, even if there is no space, we want it to force this extra space of 4, which is 1 rem. So even if there is no space, because when we go to a small screen, there might not be a space left. So we still want it to maintain a gap of 1 rem in between them so that the content are not jam-packed together like that. And for this S6, we only want it to be at the center. We want it to be at the center. So what we can do is to talk to it by using the class name. So align self. So align self, which is going to make sure that from the top to the bottom, so which is going to be this self, this thing, yeah, self center. And what does this mean? It means align self center. We are only moving this 8,000 to center. Every other thing that is inside that container, they will maintain their normal spacing that is there. And once this thing is saved, as you can see, only this price will go to the center. The other stuff that is inside that parent will not go to the center. You can do it from the parent too, but the problem with it is that if the other content too does not cover up the entire parent, it will not come to center, which is not what we want. So you can actually do it directly from here by doing items center, but it will be affecting the content on the left too, which is going to take them to center. But we don't want it to be like that. We always want all this one to cover the parent. Only this one should go to center. So that's why I'm not using this method. This one too will work, But later on, when we started changing some stuff, it might not work the way we're expecting it to be, because in the design, as you can see, all this one they are at the top, but this one is at the center. But if you do it from the parent, it will move everything to center once we start adjusting some content there. And that's why I'm doing it from here, so that it will only move this 8,000 here. It will not touch all this one. It will still maintain their size. But why do I create a container for this image? Because I can control the stuff anyhow I want. It's not a must, but I can do it like this and talk to the image. So yeah, what I want is that this thing should have height of I don't know, let me say 10. The width should be 10. Rounded, large, overflow, hidden. Anything that is trying to go outside of this box, just hide it, which is going to be this image. But I don't want the image to just be doing anyhow. So I'm going to give it a class. So the width is going to be full, h is going to be full. Cover your parent. Then we have something called objects cover. So in case you have any image, even though the design right now has already given us the image that is going to size the box. But what if you are working with the API, or you don't even know the size that the image is going to bring in? The image can be large, or some is going to be small. So you can use object to control how this stuff is going to feel in the parent when that image is too small or too big than the container that you have there. Because now I've given it a definite height and weight. So whatever the image is now placed inside it, if that image is too small, you see that it will just maintain, like it can destroy the image. But we don't want this thing to destroy the image, we want it to fit. For which method are we using to fit? It's just like background that you can do cover, you can do content. The same thing you can do it for the normal image. So here cover, any image, whether it's small or too big, just make sure that it's covered that whatever box that we are working there. Whatever the size I give it, as you can see, it never go past that size. Whatever size I give to the container is what is always going to use. But I think this thing is too small. So let me use it. Let me try this 16 like this. Assuming we have the Figma, I will have go there and check the size, and we see that it's, and again, this thing is too big. This rounded that I use. So this small, let me try small. And again, as you can see, there is no space in between all these items, and that one is coming from the parent. We only display it as flex, we do not even display it as flex. So flex four like this, gap should be 4, 1 rem in between each one of them. And once this thing is saved, even this thing is too much, 2 should be okay. So save, and once it's saved here now, we're going to have that spacing. And the background that I'm using here, we don't really need it, just for you to see what is going on there before. So remove this background. Now we should have the design the way it's supposed to be here. So now let's talk with the title. This one's supposed to be bold, so this is going to be font bold like this. So let me see the other one. So yeah, so this one too is going to have a class. Let me just go into that our design that we have for cat items, so they are the same. Okay, even the font. So this one is going to have font medium. Then for this one too, so let me just copy it. And the same thing that we have there, like that. So this is going to be class name, like this. So paste same, like that. So save. We should have the same thing there. And for this other one, so since this font semi-bold is the same thing for the two of them, so I don't need to do it from there. I can do it directly from the screen. It's going to affect the span and the other content that's inside. And again, I want this space to be more like that, so we should have more space, so I can actually paste them. Yeah. So we have this. Again, this text that is here, I can't just leave it like this. So this art, I can't just leave it like this, but I need to style it. Or I don't even need to do it from here. I can do it from the key. So this is going to be the text app rows 200 like this. So let me see if it has a color. Going to this, our price here, the color is not like that. It's this app rows. Isn't this app rows? So what's going on? We don't have 200. App rows 300. Yeah. So app rows one down here to have text, have rows, come outside. So it should be 900. So for this one, I use 300, it should be 500. This one is not showing here. Like this. So what else do we need? So we have 2x. So this text is not too big. So for this P, so text small, just make it smaller because they are too big. So it's going to make the text small. So for the title, so class name, so font bold like this. So there is something that I talked about. We don't want this text to just keep going anyhow. So for example, here, look at this thing. Classic text, the app name from here. Assuming we have a long text like this, what will happen? When you get to the end, you see that this thing is going to go to next line. As you can see, it's expanding. So that's 500 that I set up. But let me use the text that is really, I think that 550 is too big. Let me reduce that stuff. It's really big. That 5, where is it? Yeah, 500. So let me just use the width to be 400 directly. Shouldn't go more than 400. So you should just have width 400 straightforward. 450 rather. So whether you're on big screen, small screen, and so forth like that. So it should just be this 500. We can use 450. This one. I don't want it to keep expanding. So yeah, so look at what is happening. You can see that the title is going to second line. But if you look at the original design, you can see that the title cut off is just one line. Anytime you have a long text, can you see now? When we're on small screen, it really takes two line for the title. But the app is telling us that we need to have one line. So how do we do that? Tailwind actually give us the solution, which is CSS. That CSS is known as line clamp. So in CSS, we have something known as line clamp that you can use to talk to CSS how many lines do you want your text to take. So if the stuff is more than that line, it's going to put the dot 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 there automatically for you. So and how do you use it in CSS or in Tailwind? Because there's a lot of things you need to type in normal CSS. But with Tailwind, you know that it's going to generate all these things for us behind the scene. So for our title here now, what we can just do is to talk to it that we want this thing to just be only one line. Whatever title we have there, it must not pass one line. So here we can use the line clamp. And this line clamp here, you give it the value. As you can see, it has 1. If you use 2, it means it must not go more than 2. When you get to 3, it will stop at 2. So if you use 5, the stuff will never go more than 5, which is something you normally see on the blog. That they will give you some text. It will only take 3 lines. After that 3 lines, you just dot dot at the end of the stuff. So you can use line clamp to do that. And line clamp here, can you see the stuff you have to type in normal CSS? You have to do overflow hidden, display to be this, and all this other stuff so that it can work correctly there like that. So, but with Tailwind, it's only one text that we type, but it's going to generate what is going to do that magic for you behind the scene. And once this thing is saved, and can you see now? So it will make sure that whatever text we have are not going more than one line if there is no space. If there is space, it will only cut out from where it stops. So you know this one is cutting from, but once we get to small screen, as you can see, cut from app like that. Depending on the text, it will only cut it when there is no space. But if there is space or the text is small compared to that box, then there is no need of doing that. But it's only do it when the text is trying to go more than one line. You can see, no problem when we have a shorter text. But if the text is now too long, then make sure that that thing is not going more than a single line there like that. So we have this our item here like this. So and again too, we need to make sure that this one and this one there is a space in between them. But I can see that, can you see? So there's a space in between them. This one comes down and this one is at the top. So we need to do something like that because this one is not, and again too there's a gap that we are not putting here, which is from this container here. So where is the container? Yeah, so this container we did not tie it. So class name. So this is flex code like this, and justify between. So put the space in between them. And if there is no even space, to just apply gap of this one rem image. And again here too, you need to apply gap of around that too, because the image and the text now jam packed together. So we need to have a space in between the image and the text that we have here. Once it's saved, as you can see now, but this space is really much. I don't want it to be like this. Between is too much. So let me just use 3. Let me do it manually, or let me even reduce the height of the image. So instead of it to be this, it's going to be 14. No. So the width is 16 and the height is 14. Like this. So save, and it should reduce the height of the image. Yeah. Like this. Let me use 14 too for the width. Like make it like square. All right. Yeah. So we have it. So we have the way we want it to be, but this much. Let me use 2. And 2 should be okay. Yeah. So this 2 is okay. Now we need to put a line in between them. There's a line that is here that we need to put, which Tailwind can actually do for us, but there's something I'm going to do myself for each one of them. It's going to be the border B, which is the border bottom, like this. So border B, then the app rows 100 like this. What do we use for the background of the parent? So let me go and check the parent. Oh, we use 100. It will not work. So it will be the same color. Like that. So 300 is going to show correctly the way I want it to be. So it's going to put the border in between or at the end of each one of them here, but it's going to be closer here. It's close. We need to apply padding. So which is going to be PB around these two, so that I can give that space in between each one of them there like that. Let me see the color they are using. The line is not like that. Let me see. I need to go and check. I think we have 50. So the background we use is 100. I can't use 100 too. It's not work, because there's no way you'll be seeing the color of yeah. So let's use 50. So this 50 should be lighter on top of that 100. So yeah, it's there, but it is not that visible. No, okay, it's there. So I think it's okay like that, and we have this item there. So the only thing we just need to do now, the only thing we need to do is to connect our store into this model. So the only thing we need to do now is to connect our store into the model, and at the same time, the model is not supposed to open like this by default. It's only going to open when you click on that confirm order. The only time it will come outside is when we click on this confirm order, and the details that will be inside it is based on whatever the user pick from this list. So what do we need to do? We need to have a state to keep tracking of whether our modal is open or not. If the modal is open, we are going to see this stuff. If it is not open, we are not going to see this order confirm. So we need to go into this our store. The context that we created here, we really have the state for the cart. So at the same time too, we need to have a state for whether the modal is open or not. So modal open, set modal open. So and it's going to be use state, which is going to be false by default, because anytime the user comes to the site, you don't want to open the modal. It's when they click on confirm. And again, when they click on confirm, we need to check whether something is inside this place or not. If there is nothing here, there is no need for us opening our modal, because if you don't have anything to purchase, why do we need to confirm your order? And you don't have anything to purchase. So those are the stuff we're going to be doing inside the hook. So inside this our app hook, you can see that we have use cards here. We have this our use app use. So inside this our use app use, this is where we're going to have, or let me do, okay, let me just put everything under the cart. So it's still part of it, still working with the cart. I will just put everything here like that. So what is it going to do? So, or this is what I will just do directly. Let me create another hook. So export cons use order like this. So this is going to be another hooks like that. So use order. And what is this thing going to do for us? So we need to call our context too. So inside our context, we need to import what we need from here. So what do we need from here? I don't need the cat because I already have the operation for the cat up there. What I just need are these two new things that we're adding, which is this modal open, set modal open like this. So these are what I need from this side. Then after getting these two items, what do we want to do? We want to be able to open modal. So first open modal like this, or open order confirm modal like this. So this one we need to be able to open it, or we can even use toggle. But for now, we just say open. Again, too, just like the way you can open, you should be able to close. So close. And what is this one going to do? It will just call this set modal open to be true. And for this one, as I said, we can call it toggle instead of creating separate stuff, or we just make it explicit like this. So return, what are the things are we returning? We are returning this one. So whoever you want to use this hook needs to know, used to be able to open. Again, what's going on VS Code. So modal open like this. So open order confirm modal, close order confirm modal. So what else do we need to do there? So before you can open this stuff, we need to check whether there is something in our cart or not. If there is something in the cart, we are going to open. But if there is nothing in the cart, we don't want to open our modal. So what we can do, we already have all those functionality here. So I can just use this hook, because you can use one hook inside another hook. So we already have all the cards from here. So I don't need to be importing it from here. Or if I want, I can just import it from here. I'm just going to put it here, which is going to be use cart like this. So inside this use cart, we're going to receive our cart like this. And what do I need to do? I just need to check. So if cart, yes, what was all this? Cart dot length is greater than 0. It means we have something there. So that's the only time I want to open the modal. But if you don't have anything there, it's not even going to show at all. Or later on, we can even disable it if you don't want the user to click on it when we don't have any item. But that's another way of handling this thing. When there is no item to click on, the button will be disabled. Just like when you want to fill form online. If you've not typed anything, the button will be disabled. But once you fill all the stuff correctly, the button will get activated and you'll be able to submit. But yeah, I'm going to do it like this. Else, we are just going to use alert for now. Sorry, no item selected like that. So we need to tell them that we don't have any item selected. So there is no need for them opening any cards at all. So now we can use this our use order hooks anywhere we need this functionality. Where do we need it? We need it here inside the cart where we have that button so that it can open this modal. And at the same time, we need it here so that we can close the modal there like that. So let me copy this one, and we need it here. So we need it here. Why do we need it here? Because we don't want to show this modal if the state is not toggle. If the state is not toggle, it should go. But if the state is toggle, then we want to see it. So here, modal open like this is going to be this use order like this. So and again, the only time we want to show this stuff is when this thing is there. So we can conditionally render the stuff. So we can conditionally render the stuff. So that's the only time it will show. When this thing is there, show this. But if it's not there, then don't show anything at all like that. So this is what we want. It will only show this our modal when the stuff is there. So let me save everything, save all, so that I know that everything is saved. And once we get back to the screen, if there is no error, because I'm seeing one error, the above error occurs, so let me see what is going on. modal open, use context. Okay, so he said he cannot find what I use here. So where's our context? Okay, modal open, set modal open. Yes, everything is there. So under this hook, use order, use context, modal open, set modal. Yes, everything is there. So why getting the error? Hope is not. Let me see. App. We have this. Yes, everything is under. Oh, it will not work. I've seen the reason why it's not working. It's because we are using this hook, but the provider is down here. So I have to do it in a separate way. Because now we're using this or this use order here. But this is where we are wrapping everything. So it will not work. So I have to do it directly inside this place. So let me just do it directly inside this place. The reason it's not working is because I'm using this use order here, which is the hook. But the hooks is depending on what is down here. You are using something here, but it's depending on what is down here. So there's no way it will work. But since order modal is under this one, so we can use it inside this one here. So it will make sense. So let me remove this, cut out this one from here, because we are using it before it's being created. This is where it's going to be created, but we are using it at the top here. So at that time, it will not see it. That's what it's complaining about. But here now, we can use it. And that's what I need to do. If modal is open, I want to return something. But if it's not, just return something else. So this is where I'm going to do it. So modal open, return this. But if the modal is not open, just return null. So don't show anything. I know if you put null on the screen, you will not see anything. React will not display anything for the null. So save, then go back to the file, save all. Why is this not save all? Save all. Yeah, save all. So you can save all the file at once. As you can see now, we have it. So let me reload everything again. We shouldn't have the modal showing on the screen because by default, the show modal is false. So it will not see this, and since it's not seeing it, it will just return null. And you know, null React will not display anything, it will just remove the stuff. So in order for this thing to show on the screen, it means this our state have to be true. For example, here if I change it to true, you see that the modal is going to pop up because it's seeing it as true, and since it's true, it's going to bring out the modal up. And that's what we need to do with the button. So the button will be the one that will do this action, not that we be the one that will have to be coming here to update the state. By default, it's going to be false, like that. But inside it, our confirm order. So where is it? So we need this inside our confirm order. So let me go back, close this one, I don't need it. So inside this order model, the same thing that I have here, we need to call it close. So close, close. Yes, close confirm order. So where do we want to use this one? We want to call it when our button is clicked. So on click, we want the button to call that our function. So yeah, on click, so this one should be called. We want this one to be called when the button is clicked. So we are done with this file here. Don't think we are doing anything here again inside this place. Where we'll be spending our time in this other items. So this one is saved. Then let me go into the confirm. Confirm, where are you? So confirm. Where do we have the? It should be. So let me open it. It should be this card order summary. Yeah. So yeah, this is where we need it. So cons is going to be open order. Okay. Order like this. This is going to be use order. So this is going to be use order, and anytime the button is clicked, it's going to tell us that we have or we don't have access to that, or we cannot bring the stuff if what's going on. open what we need. So go to the button again, so confirm, so on click. Anytime this thing is clicked, then we want to run or we want to open our modal. So yeah, this one too is connected like that. So save the code, and once this thing gets to the page, we should have a modal pop up, or we should have message. You are not even going to see error because you're not even going to see the button until you add. So that means that error is not going to come outside. So add, confirm, as you can see, we have the modal. And when you click on this start order, it closes the stop. But we don't want it to close like this. We want it to clear the stop. But that's what the thing is saying here. It said you want to start a new order. Once you click on this thing, it's supposed to wipe off whatever you have in this our cards. And I don't think we have that functionality here to clear cards. So we need to add that one to this list. So we're going to have another function here under this card, which is going to be const clear cards like this. And what is it going to do? Its job is just to update the card and set it to empty state. So set cards like this. And what is it going to do? Just set it to empty array. That's the job. It's going to clear, which is remove whatever that is there. Not that you're updating anything, you're removing all like what's going on VS Code. So now I can use this my clear cards down here too. That's the reason why I call this use card. I'm not receiving the card directly from the content in case I need some other functionality. So anytime we want to close this stuff, what it's going to do is that it's going to clear card like that. So clear cards is supposed to have S. Or yeah, F with the S there. This one too should have S. The one at the top too should have S. This one too should have X. And once everything is done, going back to the page, save, now confirm order, click on start new order. As you can see, it will wipe off everything that is there before like this. Where am I having this console log? Cat items. So on line 6, cat items on line 6. So let me remove all this console log. So cat items on line 6. So we don't need this console log like that. So we need this card too inside this our order items. So the same thing that we did here is what we're going to be doing at that place like that. So here we need access to our cart. Instead of this one that I put there, I'm going to replace it with cart. But this is what's supposed to be here, not the dummy data we are using right now. And if you look at the cart, the details we need are there. So if you look at anytime you add item to the cart, there is the category, we don't need it. The only thing we need is the image. Under the image, we need the thumbnail. Then we need the name, we need the price, and we need the quantity. So these are the stuff we need to send down into the stuff. So the cart is what we are going to look to instead of this item, and everything that is inside it, we are going to spread everything. So we are going to spread the item like this. And for the key, we are just going to use the ID on it because we know that we have ID. So for every item we add to the cart, there's an ID there, and that's what we are using as the key. And we send everything down into this place so that we can receive them. And what are we going to receive? We're going to receive the category, the ID, the image, the name, the price, and the quantity. And we can use all these items there. So now, click on any item, click on confirm. We should only have one item because that's the only thing we have there. So start over, click, click. Now if you click on it again, it should be 2 because it is connected to our store. The only thing we just need to do is to put in the correct data because now it's not using the correct image and the other stuff. So now we can go back to our item. So inside this place, we're going to receive each one of them. I'm going to receive, I don't need the ID. What I need is the image. I'm going to receive, there's going to be a problem with that image. I'm going to receive name. So I need name. We need price. Is that what is there? So if you look at it, we have the price and quantity. So we need price and we need quantity like this. So we need quantity. So I'm going to delete all this one because they are coming So for the quantity, it needs to change. It's not QTY again, it is quantity like this. And there's one place I'm using quantity. Yeah, this QTY, so it should be quantity like this to replace it. So again, the price is coming from the top already. For the name, so we need to put it at the top here. If I use this dummy stuff as title, but it's supposed to be name. So what will be there is name. So it is name. And again too, I use this image at the top. This is wrong. For the image, the name cannot be the same. So this is going to be ing, and for the ing, it's going to be image dot thumbnail like this. But this thing might not be there in case this thing is not there. So we want this thing to use empty array, and it's not going to show anything, it's going to show the title. So going back to the place that we're using it for, this is wrong. It will be ing, because the thing we are getting back is not just, you can see, that desktop, mobile, tablet, and thumbnail. So we need to get down to this thumbnail so that we can get what we need out of it. So, and save this stuff now. Everything should change to the correct name along with their correct image. So 1 times this, we get this. 1 times this, we get this. Start over, then clear everything. This one should be 3. This one should be 2. This one should be 1. Confirm order, yes, 1, correct. So which one is this climate here? So this is 2, this is 3. And we have, but something is wrong here. We did not change this, our total stuff. So how do we calculate the stuff? We go back into that place. Is this card summary? That's where we have the calculation, which is something that we've done already. The total amount. It's coming from here. Just need to take it and we use it directly there. So under this place, so I need to call this my stuff so that I can have access to it. So const, so which is going to be this use card like this. And once this thing is done, then it's going to give us access. So it's going to give use cards like this. So total amount that we have here, there's a problem. No, this is not where I'm supposed to use it. Cut out like this. This is not where we're supposed to use it. It's supposed to come from other item. This is where it's going to use like that. This one I use total amount here. It's supposed to come from here. So total amount, come outside. Yeah. So save, and the price now should be the same, 29,130. Yeah. So now everything is okay. Click on start new, wipe off everything, and you start again with the new order. So add this one, this one should be 3, add this one should be 7, add this one, this one should be 2, this one should be 8. As you can see, we have how many items, which is the same thing we need to do for the title. I don't want this title to keep going more than 1 line. So let me go there too and use that line clamp. So we don't want the thing to go more than 1 line. So here we need to use the line clamp, and it's going to be 1. So any title that is more than that space, don't go more than 1 line. Make sure that it is just like this one that is moving the pie to the next line. No, yeah, cut it out like that. So we have this, and if we have enough screen, you can see it's going to show. When there is no space, then cut it out, not allow it to go to next line. And if you click on confirm order now, you can see it's going to show everything. For this thing too that is going down here, I don't want it like this. I want to do the same thing that we have here. So let's go back into this, our order item. So this one, we want it to have a max height of 300 pixels like this. So 300 pixels, and overflow y should be auto, overflow x should be hidden. Don't show anything on the x-axis. But on the y, if there is no space, we want this thing to show that same scrolling back, because we don't want the thing to keep expanding like this. When the thing is more than the space that we need, then it's going to show, yeah, like this. So but I think the 302 is too much, so let me even reduce it. So it should be 250 like this. It shouldn't be more than that. Again, I can increase the height of this box right now. So let's go in back into the order model. Inside the order model, where are you? So I think I've removed the height. So where is the, we want the height to be 5%. So on the medium screen, max height, I use 500. Max height should be 500, it should be 85%. So let's just say 90%. That way you utilize the space. So yeah, we are going to utilize the space like so. This one now, it doesn't need to scroll, you just need to scroll up and down to see the remaining items. More than 10, you don't want to this thing to just keep scrolling anyhow. Just give all this scrolling bar so that we can see. And once we are done, we can start a new order. And you can see this thing is not showing correctly on this screen because there is not enough space for that particular screen. But for the normal screen that we target, everything is okay. This is 1024. Let me reduce here. So this is 1024. If we reduce it, we should go to this is 1440 or so. To add the item, add. So when you get a particular height, it's not go again. You just need to scroll up and down. And once we click on confirm, we have our model to confirm the order. And again, when the thing is done, we just do this one here. And that is going to be all. But before I call it a day, well, that one can be extra bonus. Like this thing that is scrolling like this. I don't want it to scroll anytime this thing is open. So I want to remove that scroll on the body anytime the thing is there. So I want to listen for the changes in this modal open. So I can use this my use effects because I want something to happen anytime this thing change. So what am I listening for? I'm listening for this modal change. When it is change, I want to do something with the body. So I want to remove that because by default, your body is going to use overflow y of auto. So if the content is modern, it's going to do. But when the modal is open, I don't want to see this scrolling bar at all. I want to remove it. So when the modal is closed, then it can come back. Or anytime the modal is open, I don't want to see it. That's why I open this use effect to track whether the thing is open or not. So if it is open, I want to do something with the body. If it's not open, I want to do something else with the body. So what I want to do, so if modal open like this, so it has changed and the modal is open. So what I want to do here is window, then dot body. The style like this is going to be what? So overflow like this to just be hidden. Style dot overflow rather. So overflow, then it's going to be hidden because we can change anything with the stuff. So overflow here is just going to be hidden, but I want it to be overflow y. So overflow x, I don't think I need to change that. Overflow y hidden s. If the stuff is not open, then we need to return it back to the way it is. So we need to return it back to the way it is, which is going to be auto like this. So when the thing is not having a modal, go the way it is. But when it is having modal, then and something is going on here like that. So let me see what this thing is telling me. Like that. Can't read property of divine. So style. 333. It's not giving me the body. So let me just do my normal selector like that. Normally it's supposed to give me, so I'm coming yeah, so let me comment out all this one for now. And what I want to have is console then dot log window dot body. Why are you not giving me body? Oh, sorry, this is wrong. I've seen stuff. Let me go to the CSS so that we can see what is going on the page. So where is the CSS? Be the HTML. So as you can see, overflow is auto like this. It's going to do the normal scrolling. But now, if you add some items like this, look at this thing. Once I click on confirm order, as you can see, overflow will be hidden, which means the body will not scroll at all. So the only thing that will scroll is this part, not the body. But once we close the stuff, as you can see, it will come back. Because when you are not opening modal, you want the user to be able to go up and down. But if the modal is open, you don't want the user to scroll at all. This is the only thing we want them to see. Any other thing should not scroll. So the only thing that can scroll is the content that we have there. When you then now close the modal, that's where the thing will set CSS back to what the browser is using by default. That like that. That's going to be all for this project. But before we go, we need to deploy it, which means we need to make sure this thing is available online to everybody. Anybody can just go to the link and they are going to see the stuff. So how do you deploy your application? So when you are done designing your application, the next thing is to make it available to people that want to use it. And how do you make it available for the people that want to use it? You know, when you want to start your server, what do you use? You use npm run dev, which means you are developing locally on your system. Anytime you make changes to the code, you see the changes on the browser instantly. But when you want to make this thing available to the user, you don't need all those things. You already give them the final product. They want you just to go there and get the product that they want to use. So in order for you to be able to build your application for production use, you need to use another command to generate the file that you need, that you are going to be deployed, that is going to be deployed online. So the tooling that we're using, which is Vite, is going to combine everything together that we need here, and it's going to give us all the files that we can now upload online so that people can go there and browse the site. In order for you to do that, we need to run this command, which is going to be this build. So once we run this command build, this is one that is going to combine everything together into something that you can deploy online that people can go to. So yeah, instead of us running npm run, instead of us using npm run dev, what we're going to use is npm run build. And what that one is going to do is it's going to come here, run this command, and it's going to generate a folder that contains all the necessary files that we need to develop our application. So it's going to put everything in the folder. That folder used to be this, which you can change the name, but I'm not going to change the name. Wait for it to run there to build everything. That means whatever component I will do here is going to create the necessary JavaScript file for them. Copy this HTML file, put it inside that folder,